Throughout history, fertility wasn't just a personal matter, it was tied to survival, politics, and even divine will. A barren royal line could collapse kingdoms. A village without children might fade into obscurity. So across cultures, bizarre and often disturbing rituals emerged, practices meant to guarantee conception. But that often came at a shocking cost. Some involved sacred symbols. Others required public humiliation. And a few, let's just say, they tested just how far people would go in the name of producing an heir. Tonight we're exploring 5 ancient fertility rituals you won't believe, from royal chambers to remote villages, where faith, fear, and desperation created customs that will make your jaw drop. 1. The sacred bath of Babylon. In the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, women who struggled to conceive might undergo what was known as the sacred bath. This wasn't a private soak. It was a temple-sanctioned ritual that mixed religion with a strange form of social spectacle. Inside the grand ziggurats of Babylon, high priestesses prepared a massive basin of water infused with exotic herbs, crushed gemstones, and, disturbingly, powdered animal organs thought to contain life essence. The woman, often stripped of all jewelry and finery, would be lowered into this mixture in full view of the temple attendants and select witnesses. The high priestess would chant fertility incantations, calling upon the goddess Ishtar to open the womb. Meanwhile, attendants would pour additional warm infusions over the woman's head, some of which included goat's milk and honey believed to sweeten the womb for incoming life. For the participant, the bath wasn't just uncomfortable, it could be humiliating. The public nature of it meant that her inability to conceive became a matter of communal gossip. But in Babylonian culture, this was considered a sacred duty, not an embarrassment. And once the ritual was complete, she was often sent home with amulets and specific instructions for that night's marital duties. 2. The rice wine nights of ancient Japan. In certain rural parts of ancient Japan, fertility rites involved a more intoxicating approach. Women seeking children might take part in Sakazuki no Yoru, or the Night of the Fertility Cups. During this ritual, the couple would be invited to a small shrine where the priestess would serve them several cups of sake brewed with blessed rice that had been grown in a sacred field and sown by virgins of the village. The belief was that this rice, touched only by purity, carried the essence of life itself. But the ritual wasn't just about drinking. The couple would then spend the night inside the shrine itself, under the watch of the kami spirits. Soft drums would play outside all night, believed to keep evil spirits away and encourage the couple's union. In some cases, older women of the village, considered womb guardians, would whisper blessings outside the door, encouraging intimacy while symbolically guarding conception. It might sound romantic now, but in practice, it could be deeply awkward for the couplist, especially knowing the entire village was aware of what was happening inside. Still, for a community desperate for the next generation, this was considered an act of honor and devotion. Part 3. The clay idol ceremony of ancient India. In certain regions of ancient India, women who faced years without children might turn to the Murti Prarthana, or idol prayer. This was a ritual deeply rooted in symbolic magic. A clay idol of a fertility goddess, Fortune, Parvati, or a local mother deity would be shaped by the woman herself from riverbank clay. This wasn't a quick task. It was done over several days, each step accompanied by mantras whispered under her breath. The idol had to be sculpted in complete silence, as even a stray word was believed to scatter the prayer. Once complete, the idol would be dressed in fresh flowers, turmeric paste, and a red silk cloth, colors symbolizing fertility and life. Then came the most unusual part. The woman would feed the idol, placing small offerings of rice, milk, and fruit at its base for several nights, as though nourishing a living child. The belief was that by demonstrating her readiness and care for a symbolic child, the goddess would bless her with a real one. In some traditions, the idol would be set afloat on a river at sunrise, a symbolic sending off, releasing the prayer to the divine. For the woman, it was a deeply personal, emotional act, part plea, part farewell. For the moonlight dance of the Himba in the arid deserts of what is now Namibia. The Himba people once practiced a fertility rite tied to the cycles of the moon. Women who wished to conceive would gather on the night of a full moon, wearing ochre paste and intricate beaded adornments, their bodies shimmering in the pale light. The ritual began with silence, every woman standing barefoot in the sand, eyes fixed on the rising moon. Then, the drumming would start, slow, deep rhythms that echoed the heartbeat of the earth. The women would dance in spirals, moving in and out of the moon's glow, believing that the moon's light was a direct blessing from the goddess Mukuru, the giver of life. At the height of the ceremony, elders would sprinkle milk from the tribe's most fertile cows onto the women's hands and feet, symbolizing abundance. For some, the ritual was as much about community as conception, the women supporting one another, their movements weaving hope into the night air. 5. The blood and maize offering of the Aztecs. In the sprawling capital of fertility was tied not only to human life but to the land itself. For the Aztecs, the goddess Ixoaquetzal reigned over love, beauty, and childbirth, and pleasing her could mean the difference between a barren year and a bountiful one. Women seeking her favor would take part in a private, solemn rite, They would prick their fingers with obsidian blades, letting a few drops of blood fall into a bowl of finely ground maize dough. This mixture was then shaped into small figurines, half human, half flower, and offered at the goddess's shrine. To the Aztecs, blood was the most sacred gift, carrying the essence of life. By combining it with maize, the flesh of the people, they were symbolically uniting human life with the fertility of the earth. These offerings were often left to dissolve in running water, carrying the prayer away to the divine realm. From sacred baths in towering temples to moonlit dances in the desert, these rituals show just how far people have gone in their pursuit of life. They remind us that fertility was never just a private matter, it was a communal hope, a political necessity, and, in many cultures, a sacred duty. While some of these customs may seem strange or even unsettling to us now, they speak to something timeless: the human desire to continue the story, to pass life forward, and to secure a place in the generations yet to come. And perhaps, when we look back at these rituals, we re not just seeing the past, we re-seeing the lengths to which people will go when hope is all they have.